In a very quickly changing world of today, there are many questions about the future of martial arts, especially of traditional martial arts. And to those questions, many people try to answer. Sometimes those answers are based on fake assumptions and inaccurate sources. Today we have with us a really valuable source of information about the traditional martial arts. In fact, this man is a part of the traditional martial arts legacy. Master Maye, the son of the hero of the Chinese wushu, Ma Xianda. The figure of Ma Xianda is well known not only in China but throughout the world because he was one of the most famous exponents of this ancient Chinese art. And today his son, Ma Yu, perpetrate and continue the tradition of this really interesting style of Chinese wushu. He has accepted to give some answers to the many common questions we are asking today to ourselves. It's up to you to make your final decision about what the traditional wushu really is. But I guess that this interview shall be most useful for those who are really interested in discovering the truth.
Tell me one thing, when you were studying under your grandfather, how did he teach you the application of techniques? I mean, he was taking a movement, explaining you this movement.
That's right, yes.
And then he was asking you to work with him, just punching him, or he was punching you so that you can apply the technique.
Like.
What was the proportion of doing single exercise and working in pair with him to learn how to use the techniques with Jiaofa?
Yeah, first I think my grandfather, he wanted most of me is for me to understand his Jin Li, we call them. Jin Li is in one technique, you have your own style, a way of use your power and coordinate your power and use your body in the maximum
Jin Li.
Yeah, maximum Jin Li. Whether it's twist or circling or rolling in a different angle, you use the best ability you can. That's number one my grandfather wanted me to achieve. Secondly, once he thinking your Jin Li is good, then he know you will be dangerous in fighting. You will be effective. That's what I can remember. And second, of course, they have another way. It's a traditional way. Is by just look at your movement. They know, even you're not fighting with anybody, they know this technique are useful or not, or good enough or not good enough to be in the fighting situation.
No.
Yeah, that's traditional people. That's we call the 把式一伸手 便知有没有. 把式 means practitioner. But if you move your hand, yeah, you can move your hand like that.
Yeah.
You can move your hand like this. Yeah, so that's different quality totally different. Yeah, you can move your hand like this, but you can whole body, every part of your muscles of your and delivered. And that's two different qualities.
Like 他一动我就知道他是高手.
Yeah, so yeah, 把式一伸手便知有没有. So yeah, olden days they don't need you to tell them how good you are. You just do few movement, and they know.
Tell me one thing. After learning, after the classes with your grandfather when you were 6 years old, you were going to play with the children on the street. Did you show to them your techniques, your skills, or it was forbidden by your grandfather?
Forbidden. I'll be in the police station if I do that.
Wow.
Yeah, because China, especially for children and in the school, at that time, it's very tight on violence or fighting. Even argue is not allowed. in the Cultural Revolution time.
So you never used your wushu in school
No,
or on the
even
street
yeah,
with
in
children?
my classmate, nobody even know I'm practice training wushu.
Really?
Until I win the gold medal from newspaper, from
They
magazine.
didn't know you were practicing.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, and
Cool.
only I think I remember the late Cultural Revolution. After nearly finished the Cultural Revolution, sometimes my father take me to the bigger garden or park in the university, and people walking, passing by, they see my father training me.
It was already at the
Yeah,
end of the
end of the
Cultural
Cultural Revolution already.
Otherwise it would be so
Yeah,
dangerous.
yes.
Yeah. Did your father suffer from the Cultural Revolution?
Yeah, he had a few dangerous moments, but I was very young. I don't really know what is going on, but I can, yeah, because people, that time is...
Because my Shifu, my teacher, Wu Bin,
Yes.
used to suffer a lot. He was
Yes.
sent to the 7 May schools
Yeah.
to the village.
My father been sent from university to the countryside to...
The same?
Yeah, to look after the maybe 100 cow or sheep. Yeah, for maybe
how long?
Couple of years.
Couple of years.
Yeah.
And he was separated from the family.
Yes. Yeah, separated. I was left with my mother's friends. My mother working for the Xi'an Foreign Language University. My father working in Xi'an Sports University. So when my father went to countryside, become a peasant, I have to stay with my mother university. So I was just sometimes.
It was a tough time for Chinese
Tough time.
people. Yeah,
Tough
really
time.
difficult time.
Yeah, it's crazy time.
In fact, there is a story about your father being invited to work as a coordinator, as a director of the first really great big movie about Chinese martial arts, which was the Shaolin Temple,
Yes.
which was sponsored by the Japanese Shorinji Kempo Association.
Yeah, they are part of
Sun
yeah.
Daoshan,
Yeah, 宗道成, 对,
Sun Daoshan,
是.
who went and he actually gave money to do this movie.
Yes.
Tell me about this story. You were the witness of it.
I know.
How was Shaolin at this time? It was really early. It's late 70s.
Yeah, it's 78 or 79 they started.
79.
Yeah, the Hong Kong movie maker come to China. First, they come to China, they're looking for the...
Locations.
No, Chinese opera. They're going to all different opera group in every city and choose the group of opera actor.
Why?
That's the first time they thinking, because that time they don't know wushu player very well. So they made this first Shaolin film by opera actor.
People.
So when they go back to Hong Kong, they look at we call the Yang Pian. Yang Pian is the example of the film they made, not put it together yet before editing.
Before release.
Yeah. So at that time, the company director look at this. He's angry. He's very angry. From what I heard, he said, "Burn it all." At the time, it's the
Yes.
film.
Film, yes.
He said, "Burning all." So they burned all the film. What they did for a year, yeah, money maybe spent millions money. So they burned. By anger, he burned. Then he second time go back to China, and decide going to the wushu championships and looking for wushu talent for the Shaolin film.
Who did pick Li Lanjie for the main?
Yeah, this is a long story, and they find my father first. The company find my father because my father was running the tournament, because they had come to the Chinese championships. My father was the top man in the championships. So if they want all the athlete from the championships, they have to talk to my father, because my father is in charge of the tournament. So what they decided is, okay, we use Mashi and Da, become the men in charge. Then there's 4 coach we can choose. One coach, Yu Tiantang from Shandong, Yu Chenghui, coach from Shandong, Wang Changkai, coach from Shandong, and Pan Jinfu, coach from Hubei.
Who later moved to Canada.
Hunan. Yeah, moved to Canada. These 4 coach under my father, they already planned. So my father in charge of these 4 coach, and then they started looking for all the character from the wushu athletic. So they choose Jet Li, Li Lianjie, and a lot of player. They all win, whether sword or bow sword or freehand, and a gold medal from before. Even Xi'an, Shanxi, called Xun Feng, he's will play a part of Shaolin as well. Most of them from Shandong and Beijing. Shandong of Beijing. Shandong has a lot champion of modern wushu involved in the Shaolin film. So, from what my father said is Fu Qi. Fu Qi is the boss, is the owner of the company called at the time called Changcheng. From Changcheng, changed to Xinlian. Xinlian film, because they nearly bankrupt. If the Shaolin film no success, they will be bankrupt.
Oh.
So Fu Qi is the main shareholder. So Fu Qi come to meet my father, have a cup of tea, says, "Look, I'm not too sure about Li Lianjie." My father said, "Why?" He said, "Li Lianjie, baby face. He's not a real man's face, and also he's too short. I want somebody like you, big, you know, and strong.
A hero.
Yeah, a hero. Li Lianjie has a baby face. He can't be the leading part in this film." Then my father said, No, I don't think you're thinking the right direction. My father said, "You must recognize Li Lianjie 5 times champion of wushu. This is the bigger selling point for your film."
Yes, good.
So, but I don't think Li Lianjie even know this story, because my father only told me. My father said, "Oh, you know, end of the day, they all my students. You know, I'm older generation, so because that Jet Li secured his leading position."
Yes, of course.
So a little bit another story in between when they was making the film. Jet Li actually very close with my father, because at the time, Shandong and also Beijing or even other provinces player, they don't respect Li Lianjie that much. They just feel they are better than Li Lianjie. Why should they make Li Lianjie famous? So my father have to help Li Lianjie to protect Li Lianjie. So Li Lianjie most of the time coming to my father's room when he have a problem. You know, he had a difficulty in shooting the film.
With
Shandong people. Sun Jiankui.
Including Yu Hai.
Yeah, Yu Hai, Sun Jiankui, Liu Huailiang. They all want to cause a lot of trouble for making the film, you know, for Jet Li, for Li Lianjie. But my father, for what he told me at the time, he's just coming back from the film. He told me the story, because that time I was in university. I should be also part of the Shaolin Temple film. But my father, that time, they are very strict. They don't want to do favor for their own son. And same time, my university would not allow me going to the film. So you have to give up your study, your education, or you go to film.
Correct.
Because this is a new thing in the time, very new. No athletic of wushu people understand that we have a chance to make a film. And it's very new at the time.
Why did not they invite people like, I don't know whether Ma Hanqin, for example, was still alive at this time?
Ma Hanqin, yes. Ma Hanqin's son is very close. We are probably brother. We had a ceremony between us.
Malay?
Malay is very close. We are also classmates for 4 years, Malay.
And they were not involved in the making of Shaolin Si?
Shaolin Si, they're not involved. Shaolin时代 not involved.
Because he was probably Ma Hanqing and Malay, his son, were probably the best from Tanlanquan.
Yes, in Beijing, yeah.
most
Ma Hanqing
respected,
is
yes.
Beijing.
And they were
Dongcheng.
really friends with you, father.
Yes, we are very close. And me, Malay. Malay's wife, Chong Yaxian, now still a professor of police university in Beijing.
Why didn't they use the real Shaolin Chuan techniques? Because the styles which are demonstrated in this movie, they are mostly coming from modern wushu. There is a part of small fanzi a play of Li Lianjie, maybe some Tongbei, but he didn't show too much of Shaolin Chuan itself.
Yes,
like
because
Xiao Hun Chuan, Da Hun Chuan, 不知道
That's
这个
right.
殷寿君啊，这些东西都没有。
Yeah, because most of the people they bring in, it's Tigongdui player. So Tigongdui player, they all have Dui Lian. So it's easier for them
just to take this
just do
Dui
the
Lian.
Dui Lian. So you can see in the film, it's all 枪对刀 or 刀对九节
This is all
鞭
from Dui
三节棍 it's all Dui Lian. So and also my father wasn't my father is very, how to say, this is a true story, because he sometimes have a not happy or confused. He always talk to me. My father is not quite, how to say, he's don't want to go into films. But he's involved in it.
Oh, he was involved so much.
Yeah.
I can remember Dada Wang Wu. An incredible movie,
Dada
maybe
Wang Wu.
better than Shaolin
I know.
to my opinion.
Yeah.
This is a really cool movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, and also even Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, he trained An Li in Beijing. An Li had a highly respect for my father.
He was working on this film too?
Yeah,
Yeah?
he gave An Li a lot of advice, but at the time he don't want to stay in the film crew, but he gave he trained An Li. I don't know for how long, but some people tell me for 1 or 3 months.
The movie is really good. The
yeah,
story is good.
yeah.
And the way it's made.
Yeah, An Li told my father he was start wushu when he was 6 years old. But of course, a family wushu is not like a professional or very famous. It's just the family, ordinary family wushu. He loves wushu. That's why he spent so much time on the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
A tremendous job for the promotion of the Chinese martial arts. But still, in some way, it gave a wrong idea, because people was thinking, oh, look how great, they are so skillful fighters. But in fact, they were not by this time.
You are right. You are right.
It was only Dui Lian. Yes.
You are right. Still, the Dui Lian, if you look into it, if you understand the wushu and the fighting, then you can see it's American wrestling.
Yeah.
It's all
the influence
already
of wrestling is tremendous.
It's not
especially
real
the throws,
yeah,
you know, jumping onto
that's
the air.
right. It's not real wrestling. It's American wrestling.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So
I think there is one of the major problems with today's wushu, because one is that Taolu and Sanda are really far away from each other. In fact, Sanda has nothing to do with wushu techniques now.
I know.
It's
It's
a
sad
combination
to
of
see
some
that.
boxing and wrestling. Modern boxing, I mean English boxing and wrestling, Western wrestling. This is not wushu techniques. So for me, it's a controversy, and I don't see any way to get it closer now, because it's too much separated in time now, and they have their own, you know, training methods, and already they say it's not wushu, it's Sanda. But another question is another contradiction, to my opinion, is inside wushu itself, because if we see the competition now, again we see, let's say, traditional wushu, it's okay, Cha Chuan, Shaolin Chuan, Fanzi, Tongbei, Bazi, Bagua, Xinyi, dan. This is wushu, it's okay, you can see distinctive features, but when it comes to Dui Lian, you cannot see which style do they use. They're just jumping, doing some, you know, roundhouse kicks like in
Very
karate, like turning kicks and throwing and jumping into the airs. You can never see whether it's Bazi or Chanxuan or Nanxuan.
Very true.
Seldom
Yeah.
you can see some Nanxuan Dui Lian.
yeah.
So my opinion is that we have to get closer to the old ways of doing Duilian using wushu techniques, because in fact this is Chaijiao. This is the teaching how to use the skills from wushu, and the modern day Duilian are really far away from wushu.
You're right.
Why did it become this way?
Oh, this is I was surprised, because as you know, I went to England from 1986. I went to England to promote wushu and my family style, early. So from what I see, through the 1986 till now, the 30 years gone, passing by, then I can remember before that how we was doing it.
Duilian was different by your time.
Yes, that time Duilian has 新一对联, 八卦对联, 擒拿对联.
I still remember those 擒拿 Duilians.
Do they still have? I don't know. Do they still have 擒拿对联? No. Why? I don't know.
Only jumping.
Yeah.
You know.
Even push hand 对联, 八击对联.
I still remember there was a really good Duilian performed of Taiji Xuan Duilian, performed by Sha Guozhen and He Fushen in Japan.
Yes.
In Japan. It was some 75
Beautiful.
maybe.
I know.
Beautiful. Yan style Duilian with really distinctive features. And then all of this was stopped. And we just were jumping like in Chinese opera. Really close, in fact, to the Chinese opera fighting.
I really don't know this period of time what happened, which is from now we're looking back, it is wrong, because they should at least keep what we had in the 80s, 70s, and then suddenly I realized the only traditional is Nanchuan.
Yes.
Then Taiji has the individual Taiji competition and bring them into the wushu championships, which is. But I remember 80s, 70s Taiji is now in too much. There is Taiji, but not too much, because Taiji going with Bagua, with Xingyi, with Tongbei, with Pigua, with Baiyuan Tongbei, all others. Like when I was when my Fanzi gold medal or Pigua gold medal from 79 to 83, I remember we were together. That depends how the judge see, because judges, they know in China at the time the judge is fully experienced, because they are practitioners themselves, or they may be even professional player when they was young. So I know what they are looking for. They are looking for you performing Tao Lu. Doesn't matter what style you are. You're beautiful in wushu way. You show them the application of fighting technique clearly. At same time, your Jinli, your power is looking comfortable, flowing. Secondly, they look at your, how to say, it's your how you deliver your power, and how you use your body to the maximum level. And they all know that. So if Taiji or Bagua, for example, compare with, that's why a lot of people win by using Pigua or Fanzi or even Baji, because they clearly show you the power.
Yes.
Fanzi has a short distance, continue like a machine gun, non-stop. That's Fanzi special. Pigua is like we call the 放长击远. Is you swing far away. You can use long distance to reach your opponent to attack him. At the same time, use your body in the maximum level. And they can feel, all the judge can feel the effort you have. And can feel, we call the Gong Fu you have. Gong Fu is time and effort and work together, you put together in your Tao Lu. Then they're looking for that. That's why we're all together. Then Fanzi come up, Pigua come up, or Baji come up, because they clearly show the application. And that's how I afterwards thinking, yeah, you put all different style. Why some style come out winning, and some style they're also very good in their taiji or whatever. They cannot win compared with another style.
Yeah.
So my answer is, yeah, maybe that's what all the judge are looking for. So from this, we can see our future. You know, we need to use, like I said, use the, like we all know from the last 30 years, everybody's hard work, including your hard work, the Europe, Western, wushu, athlete, they have improved so much. They have improved compared with 30 years ago.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean,
yeah,
technically.
Yeah. In some way, what I see, China is going down. They're not improving. They're only improving on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're losing the touch, the real value, the real beauty of movement. How to use your body, 精力, show me, you know.
Because nowadays too much time is spent on jumping and turning.
Yeah.
To learn how to, turn
That's right.
700 degrees, you have to spend at least 2 hours
Yeah, it's
every
not
single
easy.
day. So you don't do basic drills. You don't do wushu itself.
Yes.
You just do this turning and jumping.
Yeah.
So that's why actually the quality of wushu has decreased. And what you just mentioned today, that the Chinese opera, maybe the Sichui Wogun now is better. The
Yeah.
Jibengun
If you
is
put them
better
together, they are better.
than the
If you
skill
put them
of wushu.
together, then you're no opera, you're no wushu. What you are now? Opera coming, they are real opera.
Yes.
They have the style.
And they have the style,
Yeah.
the gentitui,
Yeah.
they do it like
Yeah.
this,
That's why they're better.
Nowadays they cannot do gentitui
That's right.
correctly. They
Yeah.
just dropped it. By your time, gentitui was important.
Yes.
Too much stress was put because it was developing the leg condition and the flexibility and the manner of holding upright. Now they
Yeah.
don't do that. They only jumps.
So from now, what we need is a work on the we call the 身法, 精力, 收延身法步 in wushu fighting application, 收延身法步 how to use. 精气神 also have the fighting experienced 精气神. You know, if I never fight, I never fight before, I never been beaten or never attacking people, my 精气神 will be knowing the
Just can't understand
yeah,
this.
my 精气神 will be meaningless. Maybe 京剧精气神 maybe dancing 精气神. 精气神 have to be in martial arts 精气神. What is martial arts 精气神? It's combat. When you get beat, how you feel?
Yeah.
You know what your eye, or you knock somebody out, your spirit. Yeah, your confidence, you feel good, and that kind of 精气神 should be in the 套路 as well.
Yeah.
And how to training that, and that's the key for the future. And same as we come from, you know, my grandfather's generation, they know how to training that. They pass on to us.
But now they don't want it to be passed.
Because now I don't think many left.
Yeah.
Even my father's generation, they all passed away. And left a big job for our generation. Even us, we are not younger anymore. Let's face the truth.
I hope we shall find some way to remedy to this.
Yeah.
Thank you for accepting to talk about this today. We shall continue tomorrow.
Thank you. You're welcome. It's enjoyment.